Maya Bennett thought walking into the wrong interview would be the most embarrassing moment of her career until she accidentally solved a crisis for a CEO who had one unbreakable rule: never get involved with a black woman again. What started as a 2-week contract became a test of everything she believed about love, trust, and whether some men could ever choose truth over image. When a decade-old rumor resurfaced and threatened to make her just another secret, Maya had to decide: would she accept crumbs in the shadows or demand to be chosen where the whole world could see? Daniel Whitaker was about to learn that some women don't wait around for men to find their courage. They walk away and make them chase daylight. This is a story about second chances, old wounds, and the kind of love that only survives when you're brave enough to choose it out loud. If you're watching this, subscribe and tell me what city you're watching from. I want to know where my readers are. Maya Bennett stood in front of the tall glass building and took a breath. The Chicago wind pushed at her back like it wanted her to go inside. She checked her phone one more time. Whitaker Industries, 15th floor. Administrative assistant interview at 11. She was early. That was good. Early meant prepared. The lobby was all marble and steel. Her heels clicked on the floor as she walked to the elevator. A security guard nodded at her. She nodded back and pressed the button. The elevator was empty. Maya watched the numbers climb. Her stomach fluttered. She needed this job. Freelance event work paid the bills, but barely, and her savings account was getting thin. The doors opened on the 15th floor. She stepped out into a bright hallway. Signs pointed in different directions: conference rooms, executive offices, restrooms. She turned left, following a temporary sign that said interviews. It led her down another hallway and around a corner. At the end was a set of glass doors. Through them, she could see a large table and people sitting around it. Maya frowned. That didn't look like a waiting area. But the sign had pointed this way. She pushed open the door. Everyone turned to look at her. A man at the head of the table stopped mid-sentence. He was white, maybe early 30s, wearing a blue shirt with the sleeves rolled up. His dark hair was a little messy, like he'd been running his hands through it. His eyes were sharp, focused. "I'm sorry," Maya said quickly. "I think I'm in the wrong place." The man tilted his head. "Are you here for the venue interview?" Maya blinked. No. I mean, I'm here for an interview, but..." "Perfect timing," he said, and he didn't sound like he was joking. He gestured to an empty chair. "Please, sit." Maya looked around the room. There were 5 other people at the table. They all looked expensive. Suits, tablets, serious faces. "I really think there's been a mix-up," she said. "Maybe," the man said, "but we've been stuck on this problem for 20 minutes. You walked in. Let's see what you think." He had a small smile now. It was the kind of smile that made you feel like maybe everything would be okay. Maya felt herself walking to the chair. She set her bag down and sat. "Daniel Whitaker," the man said. He didn't offer his hand. He just nodded at her like they were already on the same team. "Maya Bennett." "Maya, good. Here's the situation." Daniel tapped his tablet and an image appeared on the screen behind him. It showed a large event space with tall windows. "We're launching a new product in 2 weeks. We had a venue locked in. This morning, they called and said there's a permit issue. The space might not be available." One of the women at the table, older with silver hair, spoke up. "We've been scrambling to find a backup. Everything downtown is booked." Daniel looked at Maya. "If you were managing this event, what would you do?" Maya's mind was racing. This wasn't a job interview. This was a boardroom. These people ran the company. And somehow, they were asking her opinion. She took a breath. "Can I ask a question?" "Go ahead," Daniel said. "What's your budget for the venue?" An older man in a grey suit frowned. "That's confidential." Maya nodded. "Okay. Then I'll assume you're not interested in the cheapest option. You want something that fits your brand." Daniel leaned forward. "Keep going. Most downtown venues book months out," Maya said. "But arts spaces and galleries don't always. They're more flexible because they depend on events for funding. If you partner with a South Loop gallery, you get a beautiful space, you support local art, and you get good press. The story isn't just about your product. It's about your company caring about the community." The room was quiet. The woman with silver hair smiled. "That's smart." Daniel didn't smile, but his eyes stayed on Maya. Do you know any galleries that might work? 2 or 3, Maya said. I've coordinated events at one of them. They have good light, flexible layouts, and they're used to hosting corporate functions. Can you make a call? Daniel asked. Maya felt her heart beat faster. Right now? If you don't mind. She reached for her phone. Her hands were steady, even though her insides felt like they were spinning. She scrolled through her contacts and found the number for the South Loop Arts Collective. She'd worked with them 6 months ago for a charity auction. The phone rang 3 times. Then a woman's voice answered. Arts Collective, this is Renee. Hi Renee, it's Maya Bennett. I don't know if you remember me. Maya, of course. How are you? I'm good. Listen, I have a quick question. Do you have any availability in the next 2 weeks for a corporate product launch? There was a pause. How many people? Maya looked at Daniel. He held up his fingers. About 80, he said quietly. 80 guests, Maya repeated into the phone. Let me check, Maya heard typing. We have a hold for next Saturday, but it's not confirmed yet. If they cancel, we're open. What would it take to put a hold on that date, just in case? Deposit. Refundable if you cancel with 48 hours notice. Maya muted the phone and looked at Daniel. She has a possible opening, needs a deposit to hold it. Daniel nodded. Tell her we'll take it. Maya unmuted. Renee, we'll take it. I'll send over the details today. Perfect. I'll email you the contract. Maya hung up. She set her phone on the table. Daniel stood. Okay. Crisis averted. He looked at the others. Let's break for now. I'll follow up with everyone this afternoon. The people around the table gathered their things and filed out. The older woman patted Maya's shoulder as she passed. Well done, she said. Then it was just Maya and Daniel. He walked around the table and leaned against it, arms crossed. So, he said, you're not here for the venue interview. No, Maya said. She couldn't help it. She laughed. I'm here for an admin assistant interview. I think it's supposed to be on another floor. Daniel laughed too. It was a good sound. Warm, real. Well, that's embarrassing. For me, not you. The sign said interviews, Maya said, pointing back toward the hallway. I followed it. That sign was for the board meeting, Daniel said. He rubbed the back of his neck. We've been calling it the venue interview all morning. Bad joke. Maya stood and picked up her bag. I should probably go find the right room. Wait, Daniel said. He pulled a business card from his pocket and handed it to her. That was impressive. What you just did. Not everyone can think on their feet like that. Maya looked at the card. Daniel Whitaker, CEO. Her stomach dropped. She'd just walked into the CEO's board meeting and told them how to do their jobs. I didn't mean to interrupt, she said. You didn't. You helped. He paused. Do you have a card? Maya pulled one from her bag. It was simple. Just her name and phone number. Freelance event coordinator. Daniel took it and slipped it into his pocket. Thanks, Maya. She nodded and walked to the door. Her face felt hot. When she stepped into the hallway, she let out a long breath. What just happened? The admin assistant interview was on the 10th floor. Maya found it with 5 minutes to spare. The woman who interviewed her was polite but distant. She asked questions about scheduling software and filing systems. Maya answered them, but her mind kept drifting back to the boardroom, to Daniel's sharp eyes and easy confidence. The interview ended. The woman said they'd be in touch. Maya rode the elevator down to the lobby. She felt tired. Not bad, just tired. The kind of tired that came from too much adrenaline and not enough coffee. The lobby cafe was near the main doors. There was a line, but it was short. Maya got in it. She checked her phone. A text from her sister, Lena. How'd it go? Maya typed back. Weird. I'll tell you later. The line moved forward. Maya ordered a latte. She paid and stepped to the side to wait. Maya. She turned. Daniel Whitaker was standing behind her in line, hands in his pockets. Hi, she said. Her voice sounded too high. How'd your interview go? He asked. It was fine. Normal. Good. He stepped forward as the barista called the next person. He ordered a black coffee, then looked at Maya. Can I buy you that latte? As a thank you for saving my morning. You don't have to. I know, he said. But I'd like to. The barista handed him his coffee and Maya's latte. Daniel paid before Maya could argue. They walked toward a small table near the window. The cafe was quiet. Most people had already grabbed their morning coffee and left. Daniel set the cups down and pulled out a chair for her. Maya sat. He sat across from her. "So," he said, "freelance event coordinator. How long have you been doing that?" 3 years, Maya said. "I used to work for a firm downtown, but I wanted more control over my schedule. Do you like it?" "Most of the time." She wrapped her hands around the warm cup. "It's unpredictable. Some months are great. Some are slow." Daniel nodded. "That's the trade-off. Freedom for stability." "Exactly." He took a sip of his coffee. "The gallery you mentioned. You've worked there before?" "Once. A charity auction. It went well." "Why'd you think of it today?" Maya thought about that. "Because you needed something fast, and you needed it to feel intentional, not like a backup plan. The gallery does both." Daniel smiled. It was a different smile than before. Quieter. "That's good thinking." They sat in silence for a moment. It wasn't uncomfortable. Outside the window, people walked by in coats and scarves. The wind pushed leaves across the sidewalk. "Can I ask you something?" Daniel said. "Sure. That venue situation. If you were running the whole event, not just finding the space, what else would you do?" Maya set down her cup. "You mean the product launch?" "Yeah. I'd need to know more about the product. But in general, I'd focus on the experience. People remember how they felt, not what they saw. So the space matters, but so does the flow. How they're greeted, what they smell, what they hear, all of it." Daniel was quiet for a beat. Then he said, "We're struggling with that. The flow. Why?" "Because we've been so focused on the product, we forgot about the people." He leaned back in his chair. "We have a great product. But the event feels stiff." Maya could see it in his face. He was worried. Not panicked, but worried. "Do you have someone managing the event?" she asked. "We have a team," Daniel said. "But they're all internal. Tech people. They're not event people." Maya's mind started turning. She could see the problems before he even said them. Tech people thought in systems and timelines. They didn't think in feelings. "You need an outsider," she said. "Yeah," Daniel said. "I think we do." He looked at her, really looked at her. "Would you be interested in coming upstairs, just for a quick conversation? No pressure. I want you to meet our head of HR. Her name's Priya. She handles all our contractor work." Maya's heart started beating faster again. "You're offering me a job?" "I'm offering you a conversation," Daniel said. "If it goes well, maybe we talk about a short-term contract, just through the event." Maya thought about her bank account, about the stack of invoices on her kitchen table, about how it felt to walk into that boardroom and solve a problem in 5 minutes. "Okay," she said. "Let's talk." Priya, Shah's office was on the 12th floor. It was smaller than Daniel's, but warmer. There were plants on the windowsill and framed photos on the desk. One showed a woman and 2 teenagers at a beach. Priya herself was calm and sharp at the same time. She wore a grey blazer and silver earrings. When she shook Maya's hand, her grip was firm. "Daniel told me what happened in the board meeting," Priya said as they all sat down. "Impressive. Thank you," Maya said. Priya folded her hands on the desk. "He also told me you're a freelance event coordinator. Is that right?" "Yes. And you're interested in a short-term contract to help with the product launch?" Maya glanced at Daniel. He was sitting in the chair next to her, quiet, letting Priya lead. "I think so," Maya said, "but I'd need to know more about the scope." "Fair," Priya said. She opened a file on her computer and turned the screen so Maya could see. "Here's what we're looking at. 2 weeks. Venue coordination, vendor management, day of logistics. You'd work closely with Daniel and our COO, Marco, but you'd report to me for contract purposes." "Why to you?" Maya asked. Priya smiled. "Because I keep things clean. If you're working directly with the CEO, we need clear boundaries. That protects you and him." Maya appreciated that. It was smart. "Professional. What's the pay?" she asked. Priya named a number. It was good. Really good. Maya tried not to let her face show how much she needed it. "I'd want everything in writing," Maya said. "Scope, deliverables, payment, schedule. And I'd need access to vendor contracts and budgets. I can't coordinate what I can't see." "That's reasonable," Priya said. She looked at Daniel. "Thoughts?" I'm fine with all of it, Daniel said. He looked at Maya. I want someone who asks questions. That's what we need. Priya pulled up a contract template and started typing. I'll draft something this afternoon. You can review it and sign tomorrow if it looks good. Maya nodded. And if I have edits? We'll talk, Priya said. This is a partnership, not a dictatorship. Daniel stood. I'll let you two finish the details. Maya, thank you. Really. He left the office. The door clicked shut behind him. Priya leaned back in her chair and studied Maya for a moment. Can I give you some advice? Please. Daniel's a good guy, Priya said, but he's also the CEO of a company in the middle of a major product launch. That means pressure, long hours, high stakes. If you take this job, people will watch you. They'll wonder who you are and why you're here. Maya's stomach tightened. Because I walked in off the street. Partly, Priya said, but also because you're working closely with Daniel. People talk. It's human nature. I can handle that, Maya said. Priya smiled. I think you can. Just keep your boundaries clear. Do the work. Let the work speak for itself. I will. Priya turned back to her computer. Good. Let's get this contract written. Maya left the building an hour later with a draft contract in her email and a knot of excitement in her chest. She stood on the sidewalk and called Lena. Her sister picked up on the second ring. Well, I got a gig, Maya said. The admin job? No. Something better. A 2-week contract coordinating a product launch for a tech company. Lena was quiet for a second. That's amazing. How did that happen? Maya laughed. I walked into the wrong interview. What? I'll explain later. But Lena, pray for me. Always, Lena said. Her voice was warm. Steady. You've got this. Maya hung up and started walking toward the train. The wind had died down. The sun was out. Chicago looked bright and loud and full of possibility. She didn't know what the next 2 weeks would bring. But for the first time in a long time, she felt like she was exactly where she was supposed to be. That night, Maya sat at her kitchen table with her laptop open. The contract from Priya was clear and fair. 2 weeks. Defined scope. Good pay. She read it twice, then signed it digitally and sent it back. Her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. This is Daniel. Priya gave me your number. Hope that's okay. Looking forward to working with you. See you tomorrow at 9. Maya stared at the message. Her thumb hovered over the keyboard. She typed back, see you then. Short, professional, safe. She set the phone down and closed her laptop. Tomorrow, the real work would start. And Maya Bennett was ready. Maya woke up at 6. She didn't need to be at Whitaker Industries until 9, but her mind was already running through lists, vendor contacts, timeline gaps, backup plans. She made coffee and sat at her kitchen table with a notebook. Old school, but it worked. She drew a timeline across 2 pages. 2 weeks until the launch. 14 days to make everything perfect. Her phone buzzed. A text from Lena. First day. You got this. Call me later. Maya smiled and sent back a heart emoji. At 7:30, she showered and dressed. Black pants, a cream blouse, low heels. Professional but not trying too hard. She pulled her hair back into a low bun and checked herself in the mirror. She looked ready. She felt ready. The train was crowded. Maya stood near the door and watched the city pass by. Neighborhoods shifted from residential to commercial. The buildings got taller. The people got faster. She arrived at Whitaker Industries at 8:50. The security guard from yesterday nodded at her. Welcome back, he said. Thanks, Maya said. She took the elevator to the 12th floor. Priya had told her to start there. They'd go over the project files before Maya met with the rest of the team. Priya was already in her office, coffee in hand. Good morning, she said. Ready to dive in? Absolutely. Priya handed her a tablet. Everything's on here. Vendor contracts, budget breakdowns, the original venue specs. I also loaded the product brief so you understand what we're launching. Maya scrolled through the files. There was a lot, but it was organized. She could work with this. The team meets at 10, Priya said. I'll introduce you. After that, you're free to run with it. Just keep me in the loop. Will do. At 9:45, they walked to a conference room on the 14th floor. It was smaller than the boardroom from yesterday. A long table, 6 chairs, a screen on the wall. 3 people were already there. A man with dark curly hair and brown skin stood when they entered. "You must be Maya," he said. His smile was easy. "I'm Marco Ruiz, COO. "I heard about the boardroom ambush," Maya laughed. "That's one way to describe it. Best way to see how someone handles pressure," Marco said. "You passed." A younger woman with red hair and glasses waved from her seat. "I'm Keisha. Marketing." The third person, a man in his 50s with grey at his temples, nodded but didn't introduce himself. He looked tired. Daniel walked in. A moment later, he wore dark jeans and a white shirt. His sleeves were already rolled up. "Morning," he said. He looked at Maya. "How's the contract?" "Signed," Maya said. "Good." He sat at the head of the table. "Let's get started." The meeting lasted an hour. They went over the event goals, the product features, the target audience. Maya took notes and asked questions. Most of them were practical. "Where's the loading dock at the gallery? Do we have insurance for the equipment? Who's handling catering?" Some of the answers were solid, others were vague. "I'll need to talk to the vendors directly," Maya said. "Make sure we're all on the same page," Daniel nodded. "Whatever you need, Priya will give you access to everything." Keisha leaned forward. "Can I just say, I'm so glad you're here. We've been spinning our wheels for a week." Maya smiled. "Happy to help." After the meeting, Marco pulled her aside in the hallway. "Quick word?" "Sure." He glanced back at the conference room, then lowered his voice. "Daniel doesn't ask for help often. The fact that he brought you in, that's big, so just know he's counting on you." Maya appreciated the honesty. "I won't let him down." "I don't think you will," Marco said. He grinned. "But if you need anything, I'm around. I keep things moving when Daniel gets stuck in his head." "Good to know." Maya spent the rest of the morning at a desk Priya had set up for her. It was in a quiet corner, on the 12th floor, near a window. She called the gallery and confirmed the site walk for tomorrow afternoon. Then she started reaching out to vendors. The catering company was responsive. The AV team was not. Maya left 2 messages and sent an email. At noon, she walked to a deli 2 blocks away and grabbed a sandwich. She ate it on a bench outside, watching people hurry past. Chicago was loud and cold and alive. Her phone buzzed. A text from Daniel. "How's it going?" She typed back. "Good. Site walk tomorrow at 3. Can you make it?" A pause. Then, "I'll be there." Maya finished her sandwich and walked back to the office. She felt the rhythm of the work settling in. It was familiar, comfortable. But there was something else, too. A hum of energy she couldn't quite name. She ignored it and got back to work. At 2:30 the next afternoon, Maya stood outside the South Loop Arts Collective with a clipboard and a tape measure. The building was old brick, with tall windows. It had character, exactly what they needed. Renee, the gallery director, unlocked the front door. She was in her 40s, with silver streaks in her black hair and paint-stained jeans. "Maya, good to see you again." "You too," Maya said. They hugged briefly. "Come on in, I'll show you around." The main gallery was beautiful. High ceilings, white walls, natural light pouring through the windows. The floor was polished concrete. There was a small stage at one end. Maya walked the space slowly, making notes. She measured sight lines and traffic flow. She checked the exits. "What do you think?" Renee asked. "I think it's perfect," Maya said. The front door opened. Daniel walked in, followed by Marco. "Sorry we're late," Daniel said. "Traffic." "No problem," Maya said. She handed him a copy of her notes. "I was just walking through the layout." Daniel looked around the space. His face was calm, but Maya could see him analyzing everything. "This is good," he said. "Better than the original venue." Marco clapped him on the shoulder. "Told you she knew what she was doing." They spent the next hour going over details. Where to set up the product demo, where to put the bar, how to manage the guest flow. At one point, Maya tested an outlet near the stage. She plugged in her phone charger. Nothing. "That outlet's been acting up," Renee said. "I've been meaning to get it fixed." "Can we get an electrician out here today?" Maya asked. Renee checked her phone. "I'll make some calls." Daniel was standing near the windows, looking out at the street. Maya walked over. "What do you think?" she asked. "I think you made a good call," he said. He turned to face her. "This space feels right." "It does," Maya agreed. There was a moment where neither of them spoke. The gallery was quiet except for Marco and Renee talking near the stage. "Can I ask you something?" Daniel said. "Sure. Yesterday, when you walked into that boardroom, were you nervous?" Maya laughed softly. "Terrified. You didn't look it. I'm good at faking confidence," she said. Then she paused. "Actually, that's not true. I wasn't faking. I just decided that I knew what I was talking about. And if I was wrong, I'd deal with it." Daniel smiled. "That's a good way to live." "It's the only way I know," Marco called over to them. "We should head out. Let Renee get back to work." They walked outside into the bright afternoon. The air was cold, but the sun was warm. Maya felt good. The event was coming together. A young guy in a Whitaker Industries t-shirt was walking past on the sidewalk. He had his phone out, like he was texting. But as he passed, Maya saw him angle the phone toward her and Daniel. The click of a camera shutter was soft, but she heard it. Maya's stomach tightened. She didn't say anything. The guy kept walking. Daniel didn't seem to notice. He was talking to Marco about timelines. But Maya noticed, and she filed it away. Back at the office, Maya sat at her desk and pulled up the event checklist. The electrician was scheduled for the next morning. The AV team had finally called back. Things were moving. Priya stopped by at 5:30. "How was the site walk?" "Good," Maya said. "The space works. We're on track." Priya nodded. "I want to talk to you about something." Maya closed her laptop. "Okay." Priya pulled up a chair. "I got a message from IT this afternoon. Someone posted a photo on the company Slack. It was you and Daniel outside the gallery." Maya's chest tightened. "What did it say?" "Nothing. Just the photo. But people were commenting, asking who you were. What did you do?" "I deleted the post and sent a reminder about workplace etiquette," Priya said. Her voice was calm but firm. "But I want you to be aware. People are curious. Because I'm new," Maya said. "Partly," Priya paused. "And partly because you're working closely with Daniel. That's just reality." Maya nodded. She'd expected this. Priya had warned her. "I'm not worried about the work," Maya said. "I know I can do the job." "I know you can too," Priya said. "Just keep your boundaries clear. That's the best way to handle gossip." "I will." Priya stood. "Good. Now go home. You've had a long day." Maya packed up her things and headed for the elevator. As the doors closed, she saw Daniel standing near his office, talking on the phone. He glanced up and gave her a small wave. She waved back. The elevator descended. Maya leaned against the wall and closed her eyes. She could handle this. She'd handled worse. That night, Lena called. Maya answered on the second ring. "Hey," Maya said. She was curled up on her couch with a mug of tea. "How's the job?" Lena asked. "Good. Busy. The event's in less than 2 weeks. Are they treating you okay?" "Yeah. Everyone's been professional. Even the CEO?" Lena's voice had a teasing edge. Maya rolled her eyes. "Especially the CEO." "Mm-hmm, Lena. I'm just saying, you mentioned him 3 times when you told me about yesterday. That's a lot. Because he's my main point of contact," Maya said. "It's work." Okay, Lena laughed. "I believe you. Just be careful." "I'm always careful." "I know. But sometimes careful isn't enough." Maya knew what Lena meant. Their mom had always said the same thing. Be twice as good to get half as far. Watch who you trust. Protect yourself first. "I'm fine," Maya said. "I promise." They talked for a few more minutes, then hung up. Maya finished her tea and went to bed, but she didn't fall asleep right away. Her mind kept replaying the moment outside the gallery, the way Daniel had looked at her, the way the light hit his face, and the soft click of a camera. Wednesday morning started normal. Maya arrived at the office at 8:30. She grabbed coffee from the lobby cafe and rode the elevator to her floor. When she sat down at her desk, her phone buzzed. A Slack notification. She opened the app. There were 12 new messages in the general channel. The first one was the photo. Maya and Daniel standing on the sidewalk, talking. The sun was behind them. It looked intimate. Below the photo, someone had written, "Who's with Whitaker?" Maya's stomach dropped. The comments started piling up. "New hire? She's pretty. Anyone know her name? Why's she with the CEO?" Maya set down her phone. Her hands were shaking. She opened her laptop and checked her email. There was a message from Priya, sent 5 minutes ago. Saw the Slack post. I'm handling it. Don't engage. Focus on your work. Maya took a breath. Then another. Priya had said people would be curious. She'd said to keep boundaries clear. Maya could do that. She opened her task list and started working. Vendor calls. Budget reviews. Timeline updates. At 9:15, Priya stopped by. You okay? Yeah, Maya said. The post is gone. I sent a reminder to the team about respecting people's privacy. Thank you. Priya hesitated. Do you want to talk about it? No, Maya said. I just want to do my job. Good answer, Priya said. She squeezed Maya's shoulder and walked away. At 10, there was a team meeting. Maya walked into the conference room and everyone went quiet. She set her notebook on the table and looked around. Morning, she said. Marco grinned. Morning, Maya. Keisha gave her a small smile. The older man from before looked uncomfortable. Daniel walked in last. He glanced at Maya, then at the room. Let's get started, he said. They went over the event timeline. Maya gave updates on the venue, the vendors, the schedule. Her voice was calm, professional. When the meeting ended, Daniel asked her to stay behind. The room emptied. It was just the two of them. I saw the post, Daniel said. Priya handled it, Maya said. I know, but I wanted to make sure you're okay. Maya looked at him. His face was serious, concerned. I'm fine, she said. People talk. It's not personal. It feels personal, Daniel said. Maybe, Maya said, but I can't control what people think. I can only control what I do, and what I'm doing is this job. Daniel nodded slowly. You're right. I know, Maya said. She picked up her notebook. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a catering call in 10 minutes. She walked out of the room. Her chest was tight, but her head was clear. She could do this. The rest of the day passed in a blur of phone calls and emails. By 6 o'clock, Maya's eyes were tired and her coffee cup was empty. She packed up her things and headed for the elevator. As the doors opened, Marco stepped out. Hey, he said. Glad I caught you. What's up? Daniel wanted me to tell you good job today. Handling the situation, Maya nodded. Thanks. Marco studied her for a moment. Can I give you some advice? Sure. Daniel's a good guy. But he's also got some baggage. Old stuff. He doesn't talk about it much, but it's there. Okay, Maya said carefully. I'm just saying if things get weird, don't take it personally. He's figuring some things out. Maya didn't know what to say to that, so she just nodded. Marco smiled. Have a good night. The elevator doors closed. Maya rode down alone, turning Marco's words over in her mind. Baggage, old stuff. Everyone had baggage. Maya did too. She just hoped it wouldn't get in the way of the work. Thursday morning, the weather app warned of storms, heavy rain expected by afternoon, possible delays. Maya adjusted the delivery schedule immediately. She called the decor vendor and moved their drop-off from 3 to noon. Then she called the A.V. team and did the same. By lunchtime, everything was rescheduled. At 1:30, her phone rang. Unknown number. This is Maya. Hi, Maya. This is Jeff from Bright Decorations. We've got a problem. Maya's stomach sank. What kind of problem? Our shipment got sent to the wrong warehouse. We're trying to track it down, but it might not make it to you today. Maya closed her eyes. Where's the warehouse? West Side, near Pulaski. Text me the address, Maya said. I'll pick it up, myself. You sure? It's a lot of boxes. I'm sure. She hung up and grabbed her coat. Then she walked to Daniel's office. He was at his desk, typing. He looked up when she knocked. I need to borrow a car, Maya said. What's wrong? Decor shipment got misrouted. I'm going to pick it up. Daniel stood. I'll go with you. You don't have to. I know, he said. He grabbed his jacket. But I'm going anyway. They took Daniel's car. It was a dark blue sedan, clean and understated. Maya gave him the address and he plugged it into the GPS. The drive took 30 minutes. The sky was getting darker. The first drops of rain hit the windshield as they pulled into the warehouse parking lot. Inside, a woman in a safety vest checked their paperwork. Yeah, we've got your stuff. Loading dock 3. They walked through the warehouse to the loading dock. There were 10 boxes stacked on a pallet. "That's a lot," Daniel said. "It is," Maya agreed. She looked at the woman. "Can we borrow a cart?" "Sure." They loaded the boxes onto 2 carts and wheeled them to the car. Daniel popped the trunk. They started stacking. The rain picked up. By the time they loaded the last box, they were both soaked. Maya looked at Daniel. His hair was dripping. His shirt clung to his shoulders. She started laughing. Daniel laughed too. "This is ridiculous." "Completely," Maya said. They climbed into the car. The windows fogged up immediately. Daniel turned on the heat. "Thank you," Maya said. "For coming with me?" "Of course," Daniel said. He wiped water off his face. "You think I'd let you do this alone?" "Most CEOs would." "I'm not most CEOs." Maya looked at him. Water dripped from his hair onto his collar. His eyes were bright, focused. "No," she said softly. "You're not." They drove back to the gallery. The rain hammered the windshield. Daniel turned on the radio. A song Maya didn't recognize played softly. They didn't talk much, but the silence was comfortable. When they arrived at the gallery, Renee was waiting by the door with an umbrella. "I saw you coming," she said. They unloaded the boxes in 3 trips. By the time they finished, Maya's shoes were squelching. Inside the gallery, the lights were warm. The rain drummed against the windows. "Thank you," Maya said again. "Stop thanking me," Daniel said, but he was smiling. Renee handed them towels. "You two are a mess." "We know," Maya said. They set the boxes in the storage room and headed back to the car. The rain had slowed to a drizzle. Daniel started the engine but didn't pull out of the parking spot. He turned to Maya. "Can I tell you something?" he said. "Sure." He hesitated. "I haven't enjoyed work this much in a long time." Maya's heart beat a little faster. "Because of the event?" "Partly." He looked at her. "But mostly because of you." The words hung in the air between them. Maya didn't know what to say. So she said the truth. "I've been enjoying it too." Daniel's face softened. Then he cleared his throat and put the car in drive. "We should get back. Marco's probably wondering where we are." "Yeah," Maya said. But as they drove through the wet streets, she couldn't stop thinking about the way he'd looked at her and the way her heart had answered. They got back to the office a little after 6. The rain had stopped, but the streets were still shiny and wet. Daniel parked in the garage under the building. Maya gathered her things. Her clothes were damp and uncomfortable. Her hair had come loose from its bun. "You can use the executive restroom if you want to dry off," Daniel said as they walked to the elevator. "I'll be fine," Maya said. "I just need to grab my bag and head home." The elevator doors opened. Marco was inside, heading down. "There you are," he said. He looked at their wet clothes. "What happened to you two?" "Warehouse run," Daniel said. "Decor shipment got lost." Marco grinned. "And you went with her? That's dedication." "Someone had to help carry the boxes," Daniel said. "Right," Marco said. His grin widened. "Just helping." Daniel shot him a look. Marco held up his hands in surrender. The elevator stopped on Maya's floor. She stepped out. "See you tomorrow," she said. "See you," Daniel said. The doors closed. Maya walked to her desk and grabbed her bag. Her phone buzzed. A text from Lena. "Dinner tomorrow? My place?" Maya typed back. "Yes, I need to talk." "Uh-oh, everything okay?" "Yeah, just complicated. Can't wait to hear this." 7 p.m.? "I'll be there." Maya locked her computer and headed home. On the train, she stared out the window and tried to sort through her feelings. She liked Daniel. That much was obvious. But liking someone and acting on it were 2 different things. He was her boss, sort of. Technically, she reported to Priya, but Daniel was still the CEO, and they'd only known each other for 3 days. 3 days. That wasn't enough time to know someone. It wasn't enough time to trust someone. But when she thought about the way he'd shown up at the warehouse without being asked, the way he'd laughed in the rain, the way he'd looked at her in the car, her chest felt warm and tight at the same time. She got off the train and walked the 3 blocks to her apartment. The building was old but clean. She climbed the stairs to the 2nd floor and unlocked her door. Inside, she dropped her bag and kicked off her wet shoes. Then she went to the bathroom and looked at herself in the mirror. Her mascara had smudged a little. Her hair was a mess, but her eyes were bright. She looked like someone who'd had a good day, despite everything. Maya smiled at her reflection. Then she turned on the shower and let the hot water wash the cold away. Friday morning started with a flurry of emails. The electrician had fixed the outlet at the gallery. The A.V. team confirmed their equipment list. The caterer sent over the final menu. Maya checked off each item on her list. They were in good shape, really good shape. At 10, she had a check-in meeting with Priya. "How's it going?" Priya asked. "We're on track," Maya said. "Barring any major disasters, we should be ready for the showcase." "Good." Priya leaned back in her chair. "And how are you doing, personally?" Maya hesitated. "Fine, Maya." "I'm fine," Maya said. "Really? The Slack thing was awkward, but it's over. Is it?" Priya's voice was gentle but direct. "Because I've been watching, and I see the way Daniel looks at you." Maya's face got hot. "It's professional. Right now, yes," Priya said. "But if it becomes something else, we need to talk about it, before it happens." "Not after. There's nothing to talk about," Maya said. "I'm here to do a job. That's it." Priya studied her for a moment. Then she nodded. "Okay, but if that changes, you come to me. Deal?" "Deal." Maya left Priya's office feeling unsettled. She knew Priya was right, but she didn't want to think about it. At noon, she walked to the gallery for a sound check. The A.V. team was already there, setting up microphones and speakers. Maya tested each one. Her voice echoed through the empty space. "Testing. 1, 2, 3. "Sounds good," the lead technician said. Daniel arrived at 1. He had Marco with him. "How's it looking?" Daniel asked. "Good," Maya said. "We're running through the presentation cues now." They spent the next hour going over the event flow. Daniel would give a welcome speech, then a product demo, then a Q&A. The whole thing would take about 90 minutes. At 2:30, Priya showed up. She watched for a few minutes, then pulled Maya aside. "I need to talk to you and Daniel," she said. "Privately." They went to a quiet corner near the storage room. Priya's face was serious. "What's wrong?" Daniel asked. "Nothing's wrong," Priya said, "but I need to be clear about something. If this relationship," she gestured between Daniel and Maya, "becomes personal, you need to document it. And Daniel, you need to remove yourself from any supervisory role." "Over Maya," Daniel's jaw tightened. "There's no relationship." "Not yet," Priya said, "but I'm not blind. And neither is anyone else who's paying attention." Maya felt her face get hot again. "We've been professional." "I know," Priya said. "And I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just making sure we're all clear on the rules. If things change, we talk, before anything happens. Not after." "Understood," Daniel said. Priya nodded. "Good. Now let's finish this event strong." She walked away. Maya and Daniel stood in the corner, not looking at each other. Finally, Daniel spoke. "She's right, you know." "About what?" Maya asked. "About me looking at you." He turned to face her. "I do. I can't help it." Maya's heart hammered. "Daniel." "I'm not saying we should do anything about it," he said quickly. "Not now, not during the event. But after. I'd like to take you to dinner, if you want." Maya's breath caught. She did want that. She wanted it more than she should. "Let's get through the next week," she said. "Then we'll talk." "Okay," Daniel said. He smiled a little. "That's fair." They went back to the rehearsal, but the air between them felt different now, charged. That evening, the team went to a rooftop bar 2 blocks from the gallery. It was Keisha's idea. "We've been working hard," she'd said. "Let's celebrate." Maya almost said no, but Priya had encouraged her. "It's good for team morale," she'd said. So Maya went. The bar was small and casual. String lights hung from the ceiling. The view of the city was beautiful, all lit up against the dark sky. Maya ordered a glass of wine. She stood near the railing, watching the trains go by below. Keisha came over. "This is nice, right?" "It is," Maya said. "I'm glad you're here," Keisha said. "You've made everything so much easier." "Thank you. Can I ask you something?" Keisha's voice was careful. "Sure. Are you and Daniel?" She trailed off. Maya's stomach tightened. "No, we're just working together." "Okay," Keisha smiled. "I didn't mean to pry. People just talk, you know?" "I know." After Keisha walked away, Marco appeared. He leaned against the railing next to Maya. "She asked you about Daniel, didn't she?" he said. Maya laughed. Is it that obvious? Only to people who are paying attention. Marco took a sip of his beer. For what it's worth, I think you're good for him. We barely know each other. Maybe, Marco said, but I've known Daniel for 10 years, and I've never seen him light up the way he does around you. Maya didn't know what to say to that. Marco clapped her on the shoulder. Just don't overthink it. Life's too short. He walked away. Maya stood alone at the railing, her wine warming in her hand. A few minutes later, Daniel appeared. He stood next to her, not touching, just present. You doing okay? He asked. Yeah, Maya said. Just thinking. About what? About how fast everything's moving, she said. A week ago, I didn't even know you existed. Daniel smiled. And now you're stuck with me for another week. Something like that. They stood in comfortable silence. Below them, the city hummed. Cars honked. People laughed. Somewhere, a train clattered by. Can I tell you something? Daniel said. You seem to be asking me that a lot lately. He laughed. Fair, but this is important. Maya turned to face him. Okay, I sleep better now, he said, since you came. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I know the event's in good hands, or maybe it's something else. But I wanted you to know. Maya's chest felt tight. Daniel, you don't have to say anything, he said. I just wanted to be honest. They looked at each other. The string lights cast soft shadows on his face. If you mean this, Maya said quietly, choose it in daylight. Not in a dark bar, not in a rainy car, in daylight, where everyone can see. Daniel held her gaze. I can do that. Good, Maya said, because I'm not interested in being someone's secret. You won't be, Daniel said. I promise. Keisha called over to them. We're doing a toast. Come on. They walked back to the group. Everyone raised their glasses. To a great team, Marco said, and to kicking ass next weekend. Cheers, everyone said. Maya clinked her glass against Daniel's. Their eyes met. Something passed between them. A promise, a possibility. Later, when the group started to break up, Daniel and Maya walked down the stairs together. At the bottom, on the street corner, they stopped. Thank you, Daniel said, for today. For all of this. You're welcome. They stood there, the city moving around them. The wind was light, the air smelled like rain and asphalt. Daniel stepped closer. Not too close, but close enough that Maya could feel the warmth of him. Can I kiss you? He asked. Maya's heart jumped. She wanted to say yes, but something held her back. Not yet, she said. Not until this is finished. Not until there's no question about why we're together. Daniel nodded, slowly. Okay, but after, Maya said. After, yes. A smile spread across his face. Slow and genuine. I'll hold you to that. You better. They stood there another moment. Then Maya stepped back. I should go. Early rehearsal tomorrow. 9 o'clock. Daniel said. I'll bring coffee. You better. Maya walked to the train station. She didn't look back, but she felt him watching her until she turned the corner. On the train home, she texted Lena. I think I'm in trouble. Lena's response came fast. Good trouble or bad trouble? Both. Can't wait for dinner tomorrow. I need details. Maya smiled and put her phone away. When she got home, she sat on her couch and stared at the ceiling. She'd told Daniel to choose her in daylight, to make it public, to make it real. But what if he couldn't? What if, when it came down to it, he chose his image over her? Maya had been someone's secret before. She'd dated a man who worked at the same firm she did. He'd said he wanted to keep it quiet for professionalism. But really, he just didn't want people to know he was dating a black woman. She'd ended it after 3 months. But the hurt had stayed longer. She wouldn't do that again. Not for anyone, even if her heart was already halfway to falling for Daniel Whitaker. Saturday morning, Maya woke up to her alarm at 7. She felt tired, but determined. Today was the final rehearsal before the event next weekend. She dressed in jeans and a sweater, comfortable clothes for a long day. At the gallery, the team was already setting up. Maya walked through the space, checking everything. Lights, sound, chairs, tables. Daniel arrived at 9 with 2 coffees. He handed one to Maya. Extra cream, no sugar, right? She blinked. How did you know? I pay attention, he said. They worked side by side all morning, running through the presentation. adjusting the timing, making sure everything flowed. By noon, they had it down. "We're ready," Maya said. She couldn't help smiling. "We're actually ready. Thanks to you," Daniel said. Marco called Daniel over to look at something on the demo table. Daniel squeezed Maya's shoulder as he walked past. It was a small gesture, but it felt big. At 1 o'clock, they took a break. Maya went outside to get some air. She checked her phone. There was a notification. Someone had tagged her in a blog post. Her stomach sank. She opened it. The headline read, "Whitaker Industries CEO and rumored staff, romance old patterns or new start." Maya's hands started shaking. She scrolled down. The article was short, but pointed. It mentioned Daniel's college years, a breakup with a black woman that had ended badly, rumors that Daniel had ghosted her after their relationship became public. The article didn't name Maya directly, but it hinted, it suggested, it asked questions. Is history repeating itself? Maya felt sick. She screenshotted the article and texted it to Priya. Then she went back inside. Daniel was talking to the AV crew. When he saw Maya's face, he excused himself and walked over. "What's wrong?" Maya handed him her phone. He read the article. His face went hard. "This is garbage," he said. "Is it true?" Maya asked. "About college?" Daniel closed his eyes. "Yes and no. I dated someone. It ended badly, but not the way they're saying." "Then how?" "Not here," Daniel said. He looked around. The team was nearby, watching. "Can we talk after rehearsal?" Maya nodded. "Fine." But her hands were still shaking. They finished the rehearsal by 3. Daniel suggested they wait to go public about any potential relationship until after the event, just to avoid distraction, he said. Maya heard what he didn't say, just to avoid drama. Her chest went cold. "Okay," she said. Daniel looked relieved. "Thank you." But Maya's mind was spinning. After everyone left, she sat alone at the folding table near the stage. She pulled out a piece of paper and wrote a short note. "Priya effective after event handoff on Sunday. I'm completing my contract early. All documentation and vendor contacts are updated. Thank you for the opportunity. Maya." She folded the note and put it in an envelope. She wrote Priya's name on the front. Then she grabbed her bag and walked out into the bright afternoon. She didn't cry until she got on the train. When she got home, she called Lena. "I need to come over now," Maya said. "Not tomorrow, now." "I'm here," Lena said. "Come." Maya took an Uber to Lena's apartment. Her sister opened the door and pulled her into a hug. "What happened?" Lena asked. Maya told her everything. The article, Daniel's hesitation, the way he'd asked her to wait. "I can't do this again," Maya said. Her voice broke. "I can't be someone's secret." "You're not," Lena said firmly. "You're leaving. That's different. That's you choosing yourself. Then why does it hurt so much?" Lena held her sister's face in her hands. "Because you liked him. And that's okay. But liking someone doesn't mean you compromise who you are." Maya nodded. Tears ran down her face. "You told him to choose you in daylight," Lena said. "And he didn't. So you're choosing yourself." "That's brave, Maya. That's right." They sat on the couch and Lena made tea. They didn't talk much. They didn't need to. Maya's phone buzzed, a text from Daniel. "Can we talk, please?" She didn't answer. Saturday night, Maya barely slept. She lay in bed staring at the ceiling, her phone on the nightstand. It buzzed twice more. Both times Daniel. She didn't look at the messages. By morning she felt hollowed out, empty, but also clear. She'd made the right choice. She knew she had. At 8, she showered and dressed. Simple clothes, jeans and a black sweater. She pulled her hair back and looked at herself in the mirror. "You did the right thing," she said to her reflection. Her reflection didn't look convinced. Maya grabbed the envelope with her resignation note and her bag. She'd go to the office, drop the letter on Priya's desk, and then, what? Go home? Look for new work? Pretend the last week hadn't happened? Her phone rang. "Priya," Maya answered. "Hello?" "Maya, it's Priya. Can you come to my office? As soon as possible?" "I was planning to. I have something to drop off." "I know," Priya said. Her voice was gentle. "Daniel told me, but I want to talk to you first, please." Maya closed her eyes. "Okay, I'll be there in an hour." The office was quiet on Sunday morning. Maya's footsteps echoed in the empty hallway as she walked to Priya's office. Priya was at her desk, glasses on, a mug of tea steaming beside her keyboard. "Sit," Priya said. Maya sat. She set the envelope on the desk between them. Priya looked at it but didn't touch it. "Daniel called me last night. He told me what happened." "Then you know why I can't stay," Maya said. "I know what you think happened," Priya said, "but I want to hear your side." Maya took a breath. "He asked me to wait, to keep things quiet until after the event, and I know why. That article, his past. But I've been down this road before. I've been the woman someone wanted to hide. I won't do it again." "I understand," Priya said, "and I respect that boundary." "Then you understand why I have to go." "I do," Priya said, "but I also think you should know what Daniel did after you left yesterday." Maya's chest tightened. "What?" Priya turned her laptop around so Maya could see the screen. It showed an email. The subject line read, "From Daniel Whitaker, on past rumors and our values." Maya read it slowly. "To the Whitaker Industries team, I want to address something that's been circulating online and in our internal conversations. 10 years ago, when I was in college, I dated a woman. The relationship ended badly, and rumors spread rumors that painted me in a certain light and her in another. I didn't correct those rumors. At the time, I stayed silent. That was cowardice on my part, and I've regretted it ever since. In the years since, I've avoided situations where I might face similar judgment. I told myself it was about professionalism, about protecting the company's image. But really, it was about protecting myself from discomfort and scrutiny. This past week, I've had the privilege of working with Maya Bennett, a contractor who has brought skill, integrity, and clarity to our product launch. Some of you have speculated about our relationship. I want to be clear. Maya has conducted herself with nothing but professionalism. Any failure to maintain appropriate boundaries or transparency is on me, not her. Going forward, I've asked Priya to formalize our relationship policies and to ensure that any personal relationships within the company are documented and free from conflicts of interest. I've also removed myself from direct oversight of Maya's work, effective immediately. Marco will handle event coordination from here. I'm sharing this because I believe leadership means choosing honesty over image. It means addressing the hard things instead of hiding from them. I want to do better, and I'm grateful to work with people who expect better from me. Daniel, Maya's hands trembled as she read. When she finished, she looked up at Priya. "He sent this last night?" Maya asked. 2 hours after you left," Priya said. "He also called the blogger who wrote that article, had a conversation off the record, correcting some of the details about his past. And he transferred event oversight to Marco, so there's no question of a power imbalance." Maya felt something crack open in her chest. "Why didn't he tell me?" "Because you weren't answering your phone," Priya said gently. "And because he wanted to do it first, not as a bargaining chip, just as the right thing." Maya's eyes stung. "I don't know what to say." "You don't have to say anything to me," Priya said. She pushed the envelope back across the desk. "But I think you should talk to Daniel. He's at the gallery right now, setting up for this afternoon." "This afternoon?" "The event," Priya said. "It's still happening. We're ready. The team's ready. But it would be better if you were there. Not under Daniel. Just as the advisor you've been, if you want to be." Maya looked at the envelope, at the letter inside that said she was done, but she wasn't done. Not really. "Okay," Maya said. "I'll go." The gallery was busy when Maya arrived at 10. Vendors were setting up tables. The AV crew was running final checks. Marco was directing traffic with a clipboard and a headset. He saw Maya and grinned. "There she is. We've been waiting for you." "Sorry," Maya said. "I had to take care of something." "No worries. Grab a headset. We could use your eyes on the layout." Maya dropped her bag and got to work. It felt good, familiar, like stepping back into herself. At 11, Daniel walked in through the front door. He saw Maya and stopped. She walked over to him. "Hi," she said. "Hi," Daniel said. His voice was careful, uncertain. "I saw the email," Maya said. Daniel nodded. "I should have shown it to you first, but I needed to send it, whether you stayed or not." "Why?" Because it was the truth, Daniel said. And because you were right, about choosing in daylight, about not hiding. Maya's throat felt tight. You really transferred oversight to Marco? Yeah, as of last night. Priya has the documentation. If we... He stopped. Started again. If we want to see where this goes, there won't be any question of power or favoritism. You'll be free to make your own choice. Maya looked at him. Really looked at him. His face was tired but open, honest. I'm scared, she said quietly. I've been hurt before. I don't want to be hurt again. I know, Daniel said, and I can't promise I'll be perfect, but I can promise I won't hide. Not from you, not from anyone. Maya took a breath. Then, let's finish today. Let's make this event great, and after, we'll talk. Okay, Daniel said. A small smile pulled at his mouth. I can live with that, Marco called over to them. Hey, lovebirds, I need someone to check the mic levels. Maya laughed despite herself. I'm on it. She walked toward the stage. Daniel watched her go, his hands in his pockets, something soft in his eyes. The event started at 3. The gallery filled with guests, journalists, investors, customers, tech bloggers, everyone dressed in business casual, holding cocktails and talking in low voices. Maya stood in the back near the sound booth, watching everything come together. At 3:15, Daniel stepped onto the small stage. The room quieted. Good afternoon, he said. His voice was steady, confident. Thank you all for being here. Today, we're excited to introduce you to something we've been working on for 2 years. But before we do, I want to take a moment to thank the team that made this possible. He listed names: engineers, designers, marketers. Then he said, and I want to especially thank Maya Bennett, who stepped in 2 weeks ago and turned chaos into clarity. This event wouldn't be happening without her. The room applauded. Heads turned, looking for Maya. She felt her face get hot, but she didn't hide. She nodded, acknowledging the recognition. Daniel caught her eye from the stage. He smiled, and Maya smiled back. The presentation went perfectly. The product demo worked flawlessly. The Q&A was engaging. By 4:30, people were mingling again, excited and buzzing with energy. A tech blogger approached Daniel. There's been some chatter online about you and a staff member. Care to comment? Daniel didn't flinch. Maya Bennett is a freelance contractor who helped coordinate this event. We've worked together professionally. Beyond that, my personal life is personal. But I can tell you this, I don't believe in hiding relationships or pretending they don't exist for the sake of optics. If and when I choose to date someone, I'll do it honestly. The blogger nodded, satisfied. Fair enough. Maya watched from across the room. Her chest felt full. By 6, the event was wrapping up. Vendors packed equipment, guests filtered out. The gallery slowly emptied. Maya stood near the windows, watching the city lights flicker on. Daniel appeared beside her. We did it. You did it, Maya said. This was your vision. But you made it real, Daniel said. He turned to face her. I know you said we'd talk after. Is now after? Maya laughed softly. I think so. They walked outside. The evening air was cool and clear. They headed toward the same rooftop bar from Friday night. It was quieter tonight, just a few people scattered around. Daniel and Maya took a table near the railing. So, Daniel said. Here we are, Maya agreed. I want to date you, Daniel said. Properly, slowly, no secrets, no hiding. I want to take you to dinner and meet your sister and figure out if this thing between us is as real as it feels. Maya's heart was racing. It feels pretty real to me. Good, Daniel said, because it does to me too. I need you to know something, Maya said. I don't do halfway. If we do this, I need honesty. Always. Even when it's hard. I can do that, Daniel said. I want to do that. Maya reached across the table. She took his hand. Okay, she said. Let's try. Daniel's smile was bright and real. Yeah? Yeah. He stood and pulled her up. They walked to the railing and looked out over the city. And then, with the lights of Chicago glowing below them and the world watching, Daniel Whitaker kissed Maya Bennett. It was gentle and honest and full of promise. When they pulled apart, Maya was smiling. That's how you do it in daylight, she said. Daniel laughed, noted. They stayed there for another hour, talking about everything and nothing, about their families and their fears and their favorite foods, about what it meant to choose someone and to be chosen back. When they finally left, Daniel walked Maya to the train station. He kissed her goodnight on the platform, in front of a dozen strangers who didn't care, and a few who smiled. "I'll call you tomorrow," Daniel said. "You better," Maya said. She rode the train home with her heart light and her smile impossible to contain. 2 weeks later, Maya sat at a brunch table at a neighborhood cafe with Lena, Daniel, and Evelyn Whitaker. Evelyn had shown up at Maya's apartment a week after the event. She'd apologized for being cautious, for letting old fears guide her first impressions. "My son is lucky to have found you," she'd said, "and I hope you'll give me a chance to know you better." Maya had invited her to tea. They'd talked for 2 hours. And by the end, Evelyn wasn't just Daniel's mother. She was becoming a friend. Now, at brunch, Lena was telling a story about their childhood, something embarrassing involving a school talent show and a broken tambourine. Maya laughed so hard she almost choked on her orange juice. Daniel squeezed her hand under the table. "You okay?" "I'm perfect," Maya said, and she meant it. Across the table, Evelyn smiled at them. Lena winked. After brunch, Daniel and Maya walked home hand in hand. The sun was bright. The sidewalk was crowded with people living their Sunday lives. "My college friend reached out," Daniel said. "The one who spread the rumor back then. He wants to apologize, in person." "Do you want to see him?" Maya asked. "I think so," Daniel said. "For closure, but only if you're okay with it." "I'm okay with it," Maya said. "As long as we do it together." "Together," Daniel agreed. They stopped at a corner, waiting for the light to change. Daniel turned to Maya. "I'm really glad you walked into the wrong interview," he said. Maya grinned. "Me too." The light changed. They crossed the street, stepping into the rest of their lives. Together, in daylight, where everyone could see. 3 months later, Maya's phone buzzed with a text from Priya. "New project just came in. Big corporate gala. Interested?" Maya was curled up on Daniel's couch, her laptop open, working on a proposal for another client. Daniel was in the kitchen making dinner. Something smelled amazing. She typed back, "Maybe. Send details? Will do. Also, policy update finally approved. Relationship disclosure forms are live. You two are officially the first test case." Maya laughed. "Lucky us. You really are. Happy for you both." Maya set down her phone. Daniel appeared in the doorway, wooden spoon in hand. "What's funny?" he asked. "Priya says we're the test case for the new relationship policy." Daniel grinned. "We're pioneers." Something like that. He walked over and kissed the top of her head. "Dinner's almost ready. What are we having?" "You'll see." Maya closed her laptop and stood. She wrapped her arms around him. "Thank you," she said. "For what?" "For choosing me in daylight." Daniel pulled back to look at her. His eyes were warm, steady. "Sure. Every single day," he said. "For as long as you'll let me." Maya kissed him. "Deal." They ate dinner on the couch, talking about work and weekend plans and whether they should adopt a cat. They laughed and argued playfully and sat in comfortable silence. Later, Maya curled against Daniel's side, half asleep, feeling safe and seen and chosen. Outside, the city hummed. Inside, everything was exactly as it should be. Ordinary, honest, real, and full of love that had started with a wrong turn and grown into something neither of them could imagine living without. The end.